Yo, we are back. Welcome you to another episode of Sports Jazz. We have two important guests today. Paul was with us yesterday. Bobby was with us sometime back during the Chan. It was about Uganda and I think Algeria, if I'm not mistaken. But well, today it's all about the Premier League, which opens this Friday and it will be Liverpool versus Bournemouth. But the most important game of the weekend is going to be Manchester United versus Arsenal. And I mean, it's already gassing up. It's already picking up. It's incredible. We have an Arsenal fan, Bobby. I hope you're ready to be. I mean, I hope you're strapped because Josh came strapped. We have a Barcelona fan. I don't know whether he's a West Ham fan, a Leeds fan that just got back promoted in EPL. That
Leeds
is Paul.
United. Leeds United.
And of
Leeds
course,
United.
myself as well, a Man United fan. Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Bobby, Josh, Paul, Isaac, we are in the building. Guys, the EPL is back. Of course, the build-up is already on. There's a lot of talk. United fans have already started exchanging with Arsenal fans on social media platforms, especially Twitter. And I mean, what is up? You've done, or rather, Arsenal has had a very good transfer window. By the way, one would argue that United has had also a kind of, I would say, maybe 65, transfer window. And the first thing I would like to look at right now is the transfer activity. We're going to be looking at the players who has had a better transfer window first of all. Then we go to the positions, and we are going to be starting with Shesko and Yokore signings. But first, guys, please introduce yourself, Bobby.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Isaac. It's a big pleasure to be back here. I was here on this platform when we were opening up the Chan tournament in Nambola. I
Yeah.
reported live um, for this platform. I'm glad very many people did like it. So it is a big honor to be back here. So um, we did talk about very many things that excite me. I've also seen the agenda; it's really exciting. So I should say I've seen Polo and Josh play. Josh is a good striker with a hot temper.
Tell that
I
guy,
know
tell that guy.
and to
Tell
compare
Isaac,
him
I'm the real deal.
in terms of his character is kind of Mario Balotelli, but his technique I struggle to find the kind of player that I'd compare him to. But he's a very good striker. I've played with him. So my thing is the point I'm trying to drive to is there's different levels in the game if you have watched the game for long enough. And the Premier League is the most highest level there can be. So it's going to be really exciting to see it coming back. And a big honor to be back on this show.
Once again, guys, please do subscribe. Yo, Paul. I think Paul is not a visitor here.
Mine,
Paul is a
Good
regular
to
well,
here.
have
my,
you. Good
yeah,
to have you, Bobby. Good to
mine
have
is
you
going
back.
to be brief. Bobby, it is good to have you. It is we are just throwing Balotelli and Josh in the same sentence. I don't know what is wrong with this channel and people throwing out words that don't add up. But say we are just starting the show. The EPL
Yeah,
is getting underway tomorrow. We shall have, I think, the first game with the champions, Liverpool, coming on. So we are very blessed for football season to come back. Weekends have been longer. Weekends have
Yeah,
really been longer.
agreed.
You look for what to do over the weekend and you come up with a thousand plans that will all now be ditched for the next what 8 to 10 months. We shall be occupied. So we are happy football is back.
Yeah, Josh.
yeah. Bobby, good to have you back. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I don't know why Bobby is struggling to find the technique. I know I confuse with a lot of greats of the past, but he has seen Ronaldo Dalima play and he has seen me play. So I
Ah,
mean, it's very easy.
How are you? How are you? How are you? So we cannot begin.
It's
We
very
cannot
easy. I
begin
don't know why
being
he's struggling
blasphemous
to look for
when
the
the show is
technique.
just getting started.
So yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah.
blasphemous.
Uh, it's
We
good. It's
cannot
good that football is back. At least the European season is underway, and tomorrow we shall have Liverpool playing Bournemouth. And the gods decided to give us a very big tie as the opener for Arsenal and United fans. this Sunday. So yeah, we are here to dissect and look at the preparations for both teams going into the season proper.
Yeah. Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Now, Josh, of course, first things first, Arsenal has done a lot of incredible signings this summer window. I think United has improved compared to what they had last season, especially their forwards, being replaced with Sesko. Then you have Mbomo and Cunha, where last season it was only Alejandro Garnacho, the likes of Rasmus Højlund, and this side he had Rashford. Sometimes, very, very different people playing this time around in the summer. And I cannot wait. I'm all geared up. But just the first position I would love to look at. First of all, Josh, please first tell me, what do you think about the window? How do you see who has done better? Arsenal, Man United.
I think both teams have improved. They've improved their squads, but you should actually also understand that they're not at in the same. They're not at the same level of improvement, and the things that they've done in the window are quite different because Arsenal actually needed to prioritize on positions that can make them champions, whereas
Mm,
United needed to prioritize on positions that would dig them out of the pit that they found themselves in last season. So you would like to think that Arsenal has done the far better job in the window according to the priorities that would make them champions. They yearned for a striker. They did get that striker. They did replace Thomas Partey with two players because Thomas Partey is quite irreplaceable. One player wasn't enough, so they got Zubimendi and Nogard to cover that gap. They did get Mosquera as a
yeah.
backup defender. They struggled last season when Magales was out and they had to play Kivio at centre back. So I think they've strengthened really well. The
They
problem
have.
that I see is
Mm,
Man United for the better part of the season, what they have done with the improvement goes beyond the players that they have bought into the club. I think the improvement of Manchester United is Ruben Amorim having a preseason with the team and having used the 6 months of last season as a springboard to understand the league, get a feel of the profile of players who are required to participate in the league. And then he has gotten those on board and he knows exactly what he wants from his team. And we've seen a bit of that in the preseason.
Bobby, welcome to the channel again. I mean, you're an Arsenal fan. Sorry, unmute, Bobby. Bobby, unmute. You're an Arsenal fan. And I mean, how do you rate your window compared to Man United's? You've
I
signed
think like just like
Madueke,
said
there's
first.
Kepa, there's Zubimendi, Nogard. Sorry to cut you off. You have Gyökeres. Very, very good players. How do you rate your window?
Well, I think just like Josh has actually put it, the priorities were quite different. Arsenal has come really close to winning the title, and United are in a pit, like Josh has said. So um, I think both teams are looking for different kind of people and different kind of players to come in. So, in my opinion, Arsenal has done really well, but then it is just still a bit short. I don't see it entirely as convincing as you'd imagine. Um, the players coming in still have things to do. They might not even kick off exactly on the highest. So it's still a bit. If you ask me, I think United has done far more better business in terms of improving the side
Okay, that's a
compared
surprise.
to Arsenal because Arsenal has been second for 3 seasons. For 3 seasons. So I think the signings that have come in are going to take a bit of time to improve the squad compared to United signings who are going to really pick it off from the word go. That is what I think. I think Mbemo, I think Cunha, I think who else? Sesko. Those
Shesko.
are players that are
There's
not
rumors
going
of
to be
of
the
Baleba joining very soon.
yeah. And if you, I mean, if Baleba joins, it's going to be really a big hit for United. Not that they are going to go as far as competing for the title, but it's going to take them really miles compared to what they've had last season, compared to Arsenal. and the ambitions that they have on the other side.
Yeah, Paul, you shook your head when Bobby said, and
I
Arsenal
yeah,
fan telling you he thinks United has done way better when it
see
comes to reinforcement. Why would you shake your head?
that's my problem. Is the problem is we keep producing these things to simple things like an Arsenal fan or United fan. Any football fan that would go out of his way and say United had a better window than Arsenal, you really don't like United that much because Arsenal's biggest problem was squad depth. Okay, they got a backup goalkeeper, they got a backup defender, they got two backup midfielders to replace one. Then they got a position they didn't have because they got Chokares to come in and be in the position where Gabriel Jesus should have been, but is always injured, and Kai Havertz was being pivoted to play to a point that Arsenal last season. Merino was the one playing that position. Granted, he scored a couple of goals, but uh, that is not a squad that can win you a championship when you're still playing people like Merino in such positions because they'll not give you the adequate number of goals that you so desire. Right now, there's still speculation of Eberese is going to he might join the club just like the Baleba speculation is at United.
I think
That
Eze
is a
is going
replacement
to.
for
To
it's
Spurs.
a replacement for yeah, we would all wish Eze to go to Spurs, but he can still show up at Arsenal. It
Yeah,
will be better
no.
for his career to be a Spurs player than an Arsenal player. But Arsenal is still in the chase for a Bereshe for about 70 million. What is it? Pounds, dollars?
No, it's always pounds or euros. But the thing though is
Yeah,
the interest right now is stronger with Tottenham
Spurs.
Hotspurs.
Yeah,
It's no longer there's not too much talk around
yeah. But
Eberechi
yeah,
Eze and Arsenal.
we can still take him away. And when you look at the players Arsenal has bought, they were the players that were missing in their season last year when Gabriel went down, when Havertz went down, when there was a problem with either Odegaard or Partey, when Saka went down, there was no replacement. Right now, you have replacement for almost every person in every position at Arsenal. The squad depth is something they really needed. And what Bobby was saying about will the players pick up? There's so much they have to do. It's the same thing that is going to happen. Adjusting to a particular system, like Cunha has to, Mbomo has to, Sesko. I was telling them yesterday, Sesko is a very good project, a very very wonderful project. But we do not really know if Sesko is going to be the person we anticipate him to be. Because Sesko to have a successful season at United, his first has to be 15 goals and above in the EPL. Okay, if he's to give us anything less than that, it has to be a couple of goals and double assists for him to be successful at United. If he gives me 10 goals and about 10 assists or nine, yeah, that's a return on investment. So uh, and the system United is going to try and make up for all these players to fit in is going to actually be much more harder than these players fitting in Arsenal because Arsenal already has a system that Ateta is running. You understand? And right now, Almarin is going to try to incorporate all these players, being top heavy as he is, because players are not leaving. Players are staying, players are choosing to stay. I was reading somewhere yesterday, Anthony is also deciding on staying at United, yet some club brought money for him. So staying that top heavy and fitting everybody in the system will be a bigger problem for the United signings than actually the Arsenal side.
I don't think Anthony is going to stay. I think it's Man United that told the likes of Anthony, Jadon Sancho, all the bomb squad, the Avengers, we call them the Avengers, that if they do not get suitors, to join, United is going to have to force them in other. And I remember Anthony had bids from Saudi. He turned them down because he's interested in joining Real Betis. But unfortunately, Real Betis don't have the money. They're just, even now, they just want a dry loan spell, long dry loan spell. In terms of wages, they want United still to take care of that, like how it was last season. They don't want to pay anything. So I think that's where it is. And with Jadon Sancho, from what I understand, it's just breaking news a few minutes ago. It looks like he has opened doors to join finally AC Roma. And I understand the package, the proposed package is worth 20 million pounds. a loan deal with an obligation to buy. And I mean, I understand that the terms are so easy, and it's supposed to be, or it's meant to be a permanent deal. So let's wait and see how things go. Maybe Tyrell Malasia is the one that is really stagnant. No one is talking about him. He's getting buried wherever he is, somewhere there. But yo, let's get back. Yo, Max TV, what up? What up, Max? Shout outs to Dr. Footiverse, J Red in the comment section. Sinan, shout outs to you. Adieri, shout outs to you. Kaderi, shout outs to you. Well, we are looking at the build up, Arsenal versus Manchester United. And this is the most important question, guys. Let me go straight to the point. Arsenal signed Gyökeres. United signed Shesko. Now, at the beginning of the transfer window, it was vice versa. It was rumored each of the players is supposed to be, or rather, was destined to join, the opposite side. Okay, and there was, you remember, people were clowning Shesko, Arsenal United fans, and Arsenal fans were clowning Gyökeres, and all that. But now it turns out Gyökeres joined Arsenal and picked them because he wanted UCL. And we have Shesko, who turned down Newcastle. I mean, they even had European football. They performed way better last season and decided to join United that finished 15th. And it looks like he bought into he liked the project. Now, the question is, guys, who do you think is going to be, who do you think is going to have a more impactful season? And Josh, by the way, you will go first. Do you think Shesko is going to have the opportunity to play against Arsenal, or is it too early? Because he played with the under 21s yesterday, Josh.
You're just putting me at gunpoint right now. But for me, when I'm looking at the two strikers, I'm going to look at the quality of the strikers and the ability of the managers to use those strikers the way they want them to perform for them. Victor Gyökeres is a very versatile striker who is very strong. He has pace, and he has we've seen that he has a goal scoring ability. I mean, he can excel at exploiting spaces and one-on-ones. He's physical enough to fight off, fend off defenders and things like that. But so is Benjamin Sesko. The difference for me is okay. The players did end up where they ended up, but at least you can say the players ended up there because they wanted to be at that club. It is actually rumored that Victor Gyökeres gave up about £2 million, close to £2 million, to join Arsenal. He forfeited bonuses and things like that because he wanted to be at Arsenal. Benjamin Sesko, the same player, wanted to be at United so much that he gave up on some of these commissions and dues that were due to him at some point, just to be at Manchester United. So these are players who ended up where they want to be. The problem that I see is I do not think Mikel Arteta has what it takes to use a player like Victor Gyökeres, because Mikel Arteta, as we have come to know, he's not very interested in playing with a target man. He prefers strikers to float. Victor Gyökeres has the ability to float because he has the pace. He can exploit spaces. He can be taught to do that. But then you're taking away his ability, his goal scoring ability of actually being a fox in the box. You can make the guy that striker who is going to give you the amount of goals that Arsenal requires at the club. But then again, Arteta prefers to play Merino, to play Kai Havertz, to play Gabriel Jesus. And the real test for me is whether Mikel Arteta can be able to use Victor Gyökeres in this Arsenal side. If he does manage to use Victor Gyökeres in the Man United, in the Arsenal side, it's going to be a very good season for Arsenal. But I just don't see how it's going to happen. For Benjamin Sesko is a profile of player that was identified by Ruben Amorim, and then we have seen in this window that Ruben Amorim has identified profiles of players who exactly fit his system of play. Unlike what Paul was saying earlier, that the players are going to struggle to get into the system, they will not struggle to get into the system because the manager beforehand bought these players to actually fit into a system that he was already very aware of. I mean, it's just the cohesion and chemistry that they need to get with the rest of the lads, but at least they won't be struggling to play a certain way. And I think it, it is not, it is lost at this point to pick who is better than the other, because they've not actually scored goals yet, and they need to score goals for their clubs respectively.
Okay, that's a wild one. Bobby, I Bobby, are you convinced? Are you certain with Gyökeres? You expect him to make an impact against Man United? And overall, do you feel he's the right man to give you goals, to take you to the promised land? Because that has been always your problem: goals, goals, goals.
Well, yes, I want to say yes and no. Yes, because like Paul put it, Arsenal wanted a bit of depth. Arsenal needed a bit more players in the squad to fill in for the deeper parts of the season. But no, because Arsenal's problems were not entirely the goals. If you remember, in 2024, Arsenal scored the biggest number of goals in the entire Premier League. So I think, like Josh put it, Ateta has designed a system where everyone can actually come in with the goals. And now that system has got to be adjusted to one particular player, and it is not going to be very easy for Jokeres to walk in straight into that pitch, and everything is going to work for him. And we did see it in the friendly games that Arsenal played. You saw that there was a bit of struggles, and for a player of his caliber and his reputation, that kind of relief that when he scored that goal, everyone thought finally the load, the yoke is taken off his shoulders. But there was never supposed to be any question or doubt in that kind of regard. So I think it is pretty clear that it's going to take a bit of time for the club to adjust to his style, and also for a player to adjust to his to the club. I want to be surprised if he does not make the starting 11 against United. If that happens, I think it will be entirely Ateta's decision to give a player a bit of the rest. But if it happens, if so happens that he starts the game against United, I think it will be Ateta succumbing to pressure, because we all know Ateta and Gyökeres and Arsenal is going to take time. According to me, I think it's just not going to work out instantly. It might work
That man
after
just
some
scored a
time.
goal last time.
Yeah, he did score. But
Polo,
I
and
don't know
remember, if
what
you
Bobby
remember,
is talking about. I really don't know what Bobby is talking about, because I'm listening to Bobby and
let Paul, allow me drive
yeah,
this home.
I'm blown.
Allow me drive this home. And
Yeah,
let me help you understand this one. Because if you remember when Kai Havertz joined us, no, and I took him about what 8 games to score a goal. And I think the kind of pressure that is on Jokeres this season, we are not going to allow that. Arsenal does not. No fan is going to allow him to take that long. And it is not that he's a bad player. Not Havertz wasn't ever a bad player, but sometimes it takes a bit of time. I think Arsenal is not does not have that time at the moment, and it will be really, really, really catastrophic if Ateta succumbs to the pressure. If I was Ateta, I'll let him roll, have a bit of some time, give him some minutes against United. I'm starting Kai Havertz. In the long run, he might be even the top scorer, even a brilliant buy. But from the onset, I don't think you just throw him into the deep end from the word go.
Paul, you're saying?
see, you like I don't know how to start this. So let me just go and tell you. You have a point. He shouldn't be thrown into the deep waters, but that's what he's meant to do. That's why they bought him. That's why he's Yokares. You understand? Yokares, you're thrown into the deep waters. That's what you do. Yokares played. I don't get this mentality. In the first game against Spurs in the friendly, he played 13 minutes, had one shot on goal, two successful dribbles. In the next game, he played 63 minutes, his player efficiency levels were 7 point something, 7.3, 7.4. In the game he started as an Arsenal player, he scored a goal, almost scored the second one. He had three shots on goal that were saved by the goalkeeper. So I don't really get what you people are telling me about settling into the system. Part of what Josh was saying, is was talking about is the versatility of Gyökeres. He can do what Havertz does. He can do what Jesus does. He can do what Haaland does. You
You have
understand?
Jesus
He's the
in the league.
Yeah, Jesus is a Mason Mount. So those are players we throw around every once in a while to come and entertain. Then they go back and sleep. Anyway, you have a striker that is the modern version of a striker. That's the same thing with Benjamin Sesko. He's not going to be a box striker. He can be, you understand? He can pick the ball up. He can hit the ball with vigor. These are modern strikers that these two clubs bought. So it is going to come down to one thing: which team is going to have a system ready to play football? Because these strikers will fit in whatever system that team has. If Jokeris gets the game against United, which I do believe he should get, he has a couple of games under his belt. He has trained with the team. We all remember the first training he had without a goalkeeper and he scored 39 goals and everybody was coming out to shout, Jokeres has scored 39 goals. I never understood why people are talking about it, yet there was no goalkeeper in the what? In the goals. Um, he's going to have a good season. It might take him a game or two, but he's going to have a very good season. That is my take on it.
Well, Jared says, I'm confident we can get a result against
I'm
Arsenal.
coming.
We can get a game against Arsenal. Sorry, a result against Arsenal, but I do feel Arsenal will overrun us in the midfield. And also, Max TV says Joker has joined Arsenal for UCL football, but the real question is, will he ever win UCL with Arsenal? I'm still not convinced he will. Um, Still in the comment section, Futiver says, I don't know, let me see. Then of course, M Prowler saying she's happy. Yokore is sorry, who Sanchez leaving. Akunya Matata
Is
is talking
he?
about. So yeah, it's more likely.
Emi Prowler, that guy doesn't want football. He hates
I still
football. He just wants money. So I don't think that he will accept.
pause. Plug the Santiago says I think Yokores will flop. Then Eva says Sesko was a better long-term investment in my opinion. Yokores is a good player, but not all that. It still goes on, Josh. Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. So, Josh, the battle we go to the midfield. Personally, I think the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I think Gyökeres might be on the score sheet more than we even think. I think he's a very
Yo,
good player. He's built up. Yeah, Josh, he's built
yo,
up.
I think Gyökeres is going to start the game. He's in a good shape. He's
Mm,
had a couple of
he's right in the
minutes
squad.
in. Yeah, he's had a couple of minutes under his belt in the system the manager wants to play, and there is a burning desire from the fan base and Arsenal Football Club to actually have Gyökeres starting games. I mean, Gyökeres was the player that you bought to actually win you a championship. Why are you resting him for the first game of the season? I mean, keep the first game of the season, so maybe you can have Gyökeres play. I mean, win you many more games than he actually is. So I don't understand why um, you would think that Gyökeres is not going to start. He's a guy who can get Arsenal some goals. He will actually trouble us. But the question to you, Bobby, is how do you see the setup of Mikel Arteta? How does Mikel Arteta fit in Victor Gyökeres in his side? Do you see Victor Gyökeres as a able-bodied striker in that Arsenal team, or Kai Havertz playing in that Arsenal team, or Merino, and having forwards who are floating? Um, they help Arteta's team to get goals from all over the pitch and have all these midfielders combine and add something positive to the team. Do you think that Victor Gyökeres is a fit for Mikel Arteta's side?
Well, thank you, Josh. Um, I think the quality of Victor Gyökeres as a player is never in doubt. He's a striker, and strikers are very few. You, for one, you are a striker when I watch you play. So I respect that. Strikers are a very few commodity in football. So, having said that, I'll also say that Arteta, in my opinion, has created a style that has taken him a bit of time to create. And that style involves having goals coming from different areas, having build up on one side of the pitch. If you have been very keen and watching, it is Bukayo Saka and Odegaard on the right hand side. And when the ball gets into the area, Martinelli usually is coming into pound, so it is covered on the back post. And that one has proved to work. So, very many times when Ateta has been under pressure, um, to have anything deviate from that style, we have seen Arsenal struggle. So I think the problem is not about Gyökeres's quality. The problem is how is Arsenal going to find him? The pattern. I don't think it is going to
Yes,
happen.
that's exactly my question. Is he a fit for this Arsenal side? Do you think that Mikel Arteta would change his style of play to accommodate Victor Gyökeres, or he will continue to play as he wishes, and Victor Gyökeres will have to adjust the way he plays?
I think Arsenal has got to adjust to Victor Gyökeres because I mean he's a striker and for the amount of money that he comes in for, and also for the amount of pressure that is on the club to perform. I
Yeah.
think you do not bring a player that old and give him and try to change him. You have got to change for his sake. Um, I don't think it is entirely so difficult, but it has got to happen. You have got to change a few things here and there. If it is Madueke crossing in the ball on the left, if it is Saka playing a bit lesser passes than he extended with Odegaard, there's got to be something to change to bring him to life. So which I think, like we mentioned, Arsenal does not have that time. When the project started, this is what 6 years
Six
at
years.
Ataya. Yeah,
6 years,
and when the
going to
project was
7.
at yeah when the project was at 3 years, everyone was like, this is a good project. Let's give it a bit of time. Eventually, it will work out. But now we are past that time where fruits are supposed to be now showing, and the trophies are nowhere to be seen. Like I talked about Kai Havertz going 7, 8 games last season when he came on without scoring. I don't think that would be acceptable for Victor Jokeres. So I think it's going to take a bit of time for him to come into the proper situation and the team to adjust to how he can play. I think it can happen, but it is going to take a bit of time.
Okay, yeah, thank
I
you.
see
So,
my I see my
the
issues
new
to disagree, but yeah,
Doctor
I am actually,
that's what I think.
Doctor
I am
Futiverse
actually
says Doctor Futiverse says that the new uncle looks nervous for the game. He keeps biting his lips and looking skittish. Pray for Bobby. So, Bobby, don't be too scared.
I've been around the football
Sorry, unmute.
I'm saying I've been around the football circles and watching for a very long time. I can tell you that my emotions are practically dead. I have no emotions to football whatsoever. I just watch the game of football as of now.
Yeah, sure. So, Paul,
yes.
um, uh, Tony Adams, Tony Adams came out and said a thing or two about Arsenal. In his interview, he did say that Odegaard is
Cannot be
not
the captain of the
is
club that
not
is
the
going to win you
ideal
a
captain
championship.
for a team
Yeah,
that wants to win a championship. And for him,
yeah,
he prefers a captain in the team who looks like Mikel Arteta, who wants to play what Mikel Arteta wants to play, who has the winning bite of Mikel Arteta. And for him, that is Declan Rice. But Declan
yeah.
Rice just came to the club only a season or two ago. Do you break the ranks and strip Martin Odegaard of his captaincy and give it to Declan Rice?
I'm going to answer this two ways. First, I'm going to begin with what Bobby was saying. Then we shall come to the Declan Rice. Every club in the Premier League right now that bought players, you do not have time. You do not have time to have a bad weekend. Benjamin Sesko does not have time to have 8 weeks of not scoring a goal at United. He doesn't have that time. Okay, João Pedro, Liam Delap, be it Htike, it's Htike. All these clubs do not give you that time. Yokeres, Arsenal doesn't have to change its formation to fit him. They scouted him, they went out to get him because they wanted him. He's versatile enough to fit in. If you've watched the friendlies Arsenal was played in the preseason, he was there. He was tapping, he was getting the balls, he was involved in the action in those few minutes. The team didn't change because of him. The style of play is already there. Okay, what they needed is that piece that was the linchpin that is there. Ateta was using all these false people because he did not have Gabriel Jesus, who he wanted in the first place. He could not keep him fit. Gabriel Jesus could not keep fit. So he kept putting people to fill that gap. Be it Merino, be it Havertz, they were all just filling the gap that Jesus should have been playing. That's one. Two, I do side with Tony Adams. Josh, I'll remind you, is it Ten Hag? When Ten Hag came to United and stripped Maguire of the captaincy, was it Ten Hag or Almorin?
No, Tenag.
It was Ten Hag, yes. Um, Odegaard is a very, very good
Big
player.
up Fadley.
Yeah, Odegaard is a very good player, but Declan Rice is more of that old-fashioned Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane kind of captain. Of he's so involved in the game, the passion he uses to play the game is he's going to galvanize the entire team to rally behind the coach because they'll rally behind the player. So I do agree with Tony Adams. Declan Rice should have the armband. Though I respect the fact that Ateta is going to do what he decides to do because the team is his. And only he can be held accountable for what Arsenal does at the end of the season. Not any of us. If Arsenal performs well, Ateta is a genius. If Arsenal come up second again, Ateta should be sacked. So his decision to keep whoever he decides as captain really does work. Though even now, I still think Declan Rice is an assistant captain at Arsenal.
Yeah, well, for me, I do believe that for a team that has pushed so hard for the couple of years, this Declan Rice may not be a player who needs the armband to actually offer his leadership skills in the side. And stripping Martin Odegaard of the armband could just jeopardize the good progress that you've had in the side for a while. So, I mean, it's up to Mikel Arteta to know the temperament of the player and the character of the player to be able to do such a thing. Declan Rice wouldn't be actually Declan Rice actually would be a better leader on the pitch. I mean, the other guy has all the quality in the world and can see a pass where no one sees one and things like that. But I think for the leadership abilities, Declan Rice was a captain even at West Ham. But yeah, Golden Child asks the golden question, and I want you to go with it, Bobby. If Shesko struggles and Gyökeres shines, will United fans finally accept that buying potential is riskier than proven form? Do you believe that buying an already made player is better than buying potential? That's if Shesko does not shine, because Gyökeres has been there, done that, and we've seen him score at least for 3 to 4 seasons. So 2 to 3 seasons, he scored 2 to 3 seasons. This number of goals. How do you take it as a fan, Bobby? Are you with me?
See,
Oh,
I'll take over from Bobby as Bobby has
okay,
sorted
okay.
out his here. See, the thing is, uh, Gyökeres is a proven striker as of today's football. Benjamin Sesko is one of those people we are looking at with very, very great potential. And if he fits into the United system and the system works, I do believe he'll be a very, very good player. We are not very, some of us are not very optimistic because we have seen strikers at United come and have very bad seasons under different coaches. In one of the interviews I was watching of Marcus Rashford, he was talking about one of the key elements to building a system is having a manager actually stay to fix the system. Ten Hag bought Hoyland, and Hoyland was supposed to fit in the system that Ten Hag had. Hoyland doesn't fit in the system that Almorin has. He suffered a couple of injuries in that period, and United was so awful that you could not talk about Hoyland alone, because we can talk about a plethora of players at United that were bad. Okay, Gyökeres is fitting is joining a club that has a system. So even when Gyökeres is bad, he might get 12, 13, 14 goals, even when he's bad. Benjamin Sesko has to fit into a proper United system, and Almorin has to work it out for him. We pray he avoids injuries, okay? Because one of the things that he held back Hoyland are the injuries that he got in the first season he came at United. He came with an injury from Atalanta, then he had to sit out a couple of games because of the back, then he didn't adjust, then all those things happen with a prospect. Like we said in the beginning, Sesko has to give us a minimum of 15 goals, or give me double digits in assists and goals, because he's capable of doing both of those things.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
he has,
answer the question. I mean, is it riskier to buy
of
potential
course,
than
of course,
already formed player?
of course, it is riskier to buy potential, because it is potential. It might work out, it may not work out, and according to the current football market that we have, it has failed to work out so many times that it is very risky to buy potential.
Personally, I'm not from that school of thought because I mean, United for over the years has been buying players who tried and tested, and somehow
Like,
these players have failed to make it
just
at the
like,
club.
like,
Let me finish. There's so many players. I mean, from Schweinsteiger, from there's so many players from Angel Di Maria, from there's so many players that we bought that have failed to make it, yet they're tried and tested. Whereas, I mean, when you do buy potential, maybe you can buy a resale value. If the player doesn't work out, maybe you can. You don't have to waste money buying the player. You just have to buy the player for enough in just quite a reasonable amount of money, and you'll be good. Bobby, what are you talking about? I hope you can hear me now. Do you?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you
Bobby, what
loud
are
and
you
clear.
talking about? Much as he is a world class striker, that is Victor Gyökeres, a whole team cannot change its style of play to accommodate one player.
Well, he could be right and wrong. The style of play has been in place, but what happens when the player is a big, big, big buy? I mean, you have seen it before. If PSG is coming in and coming for Messi, and they have Neymar and Mbappe, they have been playing at certain way. They have to adjust to accommodate Messi. And Mbappe is joining Real Madrid. You have had Vinicius, you have had a certain style of play you've been playing. You have got to make adjustments to accommodate the player that is coming in. It has happened before. So I think he might be confusing it entirely with changing the style of play. It could be something less similar to that. But then I want to say to call it accommodating. You have got to give your players who have a particular style of play an advantage to work for you. So that is what I would like to call it. It has happened very many times before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with that. And Akunya Matata, come on, come on. He does say that I still feel Shesko joining United feels like buying a fat goat when the cooking pot is leaking. Nice meat, but the soup will still spill. I think we are in the window trying to find a solution for the soup not to spill, because we do want to get an enforcer in midfield. And Carlos Baleba is on. Carlos Baleba, Brighton has not given us an official figure they want for his price tag, but that's what Brighton does. Brighton waits and invites teams to come and have a bidding war. They don't want to just mention what the player is worth, or what they value the player, how much they value the player for, because they just want the figure to be out there, that 100 million, because the media is the one going around with that figure. Brighton has not officially given Man United a figure they want for the player. And they did this with Caicedo. Soon as Liverpool came in and made a bid for Caicedo, Chelsea swooped in and paid a little more, and he went to Chelsea. And Dr. Furiva says Arsenal fans praying for trophies are like Kampala men praying for their side chicks. They don't post Valentine's pictures. Yeah, yeah,
What can
yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
to
Young
count
man
there?
says Ateta needs to go. And Plug de Santiago says the way Onana shouts at our defenders, but still concedes goals reminds me of a Kampala conductor who shouts, "We go fast," yet the taxi is still stuck in traffic. Yeah, Sir Jim Frost, baby. Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah,
shouting
yeah.
that the defenders, because the defenders are they're out of shape, they're out of space, they are not in the
Bobby,
pockets
are you
they're supposed
nervous
to be
tonight?
in.
No, never
Yeah.
been. I've been on a bigger stage. So, but
Emi
if it's
Prola
about
sends you a love. Uncle
it's
Bobby.
about it's about a stage, I'm struggling to find the proper functionality of this device. But then
Yeah.
otherwise, I'm good.
It's all good. I'm still worried, Uncle Jazz. Manchester United's pressing has been so soft so far. Even Chapati Doe fights back more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice, Shefan. My man, what up, what up? Yeah, 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 yeah. Good to have you, King Prince General OBE Baleba, our best player. Bro, he's not in the house yet. This season with Onana in goal is a liability. It's like watching border riders in Kampala traffic, no rules, only survival. If Arsenal finish above United again, does that mean Jokeres? No, or just Ateta better than Amorim? Well, the argument can then come in that Ateta has done this for 7 seasons.
And we can wait for Almorin to do it for how long? Because
No, United is a
see,
big club. It can't give you 7 seasons of mediocrity.
exactly. Then
That is
you will
why
get
Paul.
another coach. You'll get another coach, and you shall begin doing that
Seven
whole.
seasons
They are
of
rebuilding
mediocrity.
again,
That's not
and it will
Manchester
be a
United.
couple of years. It will be a couple of years of United is still
Yeah,
rebuilding again, and we
yeah, it's
give this
kind of
coach an
FIFA. I'm a
opportunity,
baleba. I'm a
and
baleba.
that's cool,
I'm a
that's cool
baleba.
to keep
100%.
building.
Josh, that is why I said Arsenal does not
Yes.
have time, and Paul was struggling to believe me. Now people are
Oh
saying,
no,
I mean,
me,
from this
I was
matter,
telling you, in the Premier League, nobody has time. Mateta is one of the coaches
some
that has
people
been
have
given
more
the most
time. I
time
mean, some
in
people
the
have more
Premier
time.
League.
Amorim has no time, but
He
people
doesn't have
according
time.
to Arsenal,
Almorin,
for
if
Arsenal
Almorin makes it,
statistics,
if he stays in the
Amorim.
13th
Amorim.
position this season, he stays in the 13th, 14, 13, 15, 12, he's going to get fired. If by the time
No,
we enter
no, he
December,
won't. He
United
won't.
is not in the top, if United is not in the top 8, by the time we enter December, Almorin will get fired.
He won't. The media will fire him,
Okay.
but Ineos
Yeah,
won't.
and
Yeah.
um that's how everything works in England. You've just told us about
No,
how
it has been
Brighton does
working with the
business.
idiots who are running United before, but the
Mm,
guys there now are much better, at least
we
for the
hope
football
we
operations of
hope
the
they are
club.
much. We hope
Um, yeah, here we go. The thing that I was going to ask you both is of the two managers, Mikel Arteta and Ruben Amorim, on who has more pressure? Who has more pressure this season? Because Ruben Amorim finished 15th. He was the worst of the managers at Manchester United for the short period that he has been there. I mean, the results were not coming and stuff like that. And he stuck to a style of football that the English fans are not really conversant with, and um, they don't like it a lot. They don't like it a lot. They prefer to play the 4-4-2s, the 4-3-3s, the things they know. But modern football is different, and this is the manager that we got, and the manager that we got wants to play a certain way. So we must get in line. But of the two managers, Mikel Arteta has been at the club for 6 years. This is going in his seventh year. He has won nothing at the club, save for Community Shields and an FA Cup he found in the semi-final. Played 2 games and won it. So I mean, at this point, is it who has more pressure of the two?
challenging for for the title, for the titles actually, for the Champions League, for the Premier League, FA, Community. We should stop downplaying any trophy because teams show up to play these trophies all the time. Okay, and these trophies go into the this club won this, that club won that. So Ateta is under more pressure than Almorin. Almorin is driving a dead bus. So even just recovering the bus to oxygen level will actually be a good job. If Almorin can finish in top 10 for United, that will be a very good season. If Ateta does not win the trophy, that will be a very bad season, irrespective of how many points he finishes with, or goals, or how many tournaments he's in. If he dare win the trophy, it will be a bad season. So definitely, the simple answer is Ateta is under more pressure than Amorim.
But
Though I do
United
believe
is the United
Amorim
is
can
the
get. Mm,
you like yesterday you said the global fan base that United has, and United is the biggest football club in England and arguably the biggest football club in the world. I mean, how is it going to be that a guy like Ruben Amorim can be doing so badly at the club, and Ineos backs him and understands that the project it's in its formative years, and he needs a couple of windows before he can get it right. Normally it's maybe a minimum of 3 windows for the manager to get it right, but the way you look at things, it's more positive at Manchester United right now than it was before. I mean, the results might not have come, but you see the deliberate effort to change the dynamic, the we want to change the direction of travel, and you can see that these things are happening at the club. So I mean, when you see the players that the manager has bought, and they are specific to a style of football that he wants to play, you start to think that okay, these are deliberate decisions that are being made together with the manager involved. Maybe they can get Man United in a better position.
yeah, to re-echo some of what you've said, United is one of the biggest clubs, if not the biggest. That's what I said yesterday, according to fanbase. But then, all of us who have grown up watching Manchester United and are now watching Man United, we have all come to agree Man United, we are okay with it being where it is. It just has to give us glimmers of hope. It cannot give us the past glory days of old. So Almorin, there's a lot of hope and positivity around the club because Ineos is doing the right job, and we are hopeful of the project Almorin is trying to build. We pray so much. We need United back in the top five. We need it back among the top clubs. As far as football goes, it is better to always have more clubs competing for a particular trophy. I am so interested in this season's EPL because there are 4 clubs. You can't
And
choose
then
four.
from there, I
Huh?
think we should, like Tyler FIFA says, may everyone, can you guys predict the top five of the new Premier League season? Realistically, the top five.
The top
And
four. The top four is
Amy Prowler
yes.
says, would fans accept 2 more years of mid-table mediocrity if it
Hmm?
guaranteed long-term sustainable success? And that is where I am. For me, I do believe that that is very understandable, and that's where we must be as fans. I know the media cannot let us be. The media will always berate the manager at Manchester United and make everything seem so bad. Even guys who say that they're Manchester United fans, like Alex Crook, they keep giving wrong figures of things that United deliberately, maybe to make a headline. I remember he was the first guy to say that Brandon Bomo is coming to Manchester United because of money. He's going to earn 250,000 in wages, and I'm like, dude, you say you're a Manchester United fan and you are a journalist, and I'm in Uganda, but I know it's not true. How can you not know that it's not true unless you do have an agenda that you are pushing? Anyhow, yes, the media never lets things easy at Manchester United, and the pressure is always on. I mean, when you're a Manchester United manager, the pressure is on. So mid-table mediocrity, it guaranteed long term. 2 more years is way too much. I do believe that even this year, Man United should be able to finish top five because outside the top
Josh,
four,
Josh,
not so many
Josh,
teams there
Josh.
are better than Manchester United with the
There are very
improvements that
many
we've made.
teams. There are very many teams better than
They are
Manchester
not.
United
They are not.
outside.
Give me
Anyways,
your
the
five.
season is starting this weekend.
Give me
No,
predict
we
your
already
first
know the
five.
four. We already know the four.
No, we don't.
So,
Predict yours. Predict your
uh,
five.
I'll do Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool. Then for number five, it's about two, three clubs, depending on who shows up. We have either Newcastle or Aston Villa or United. Me, I do believe United will be in 7-6. That is my top five.
Yeah, but what is the basis for United not finishing fifth?
It is there is no system.
Yeah, okay.
There is
For
no
me,
system we have seen.
I have a
See, Josh,
reason that I have a
we have watched
reason.
and
I
your
have a
reason is
reason as
based
to
on the
why.
your reason is based on the prospect that everything that Almorin is doing is going to fit perfectly. We have
No,
seen the
no,
preseason and
you've
it did
not
not.
had my reason. Because my reason is based on the fact that United is playing one game a week. And Newcastle, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, the teams in and around, they're all going to play in Europe. They don't have that big a squad to actually be playing 2, 3 games a week, and still United cannot afford to finish above them. So I really don't see how you say United will finish seventh ahead of Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, who are playing in Europe and playing 2, 3 games a week. I just don't see it happening. But anyway, let's wait for the season to start.
Yeah, let's
Is the
wait for the
obsession
season to
with top
start
four
and
damaging our ability to build something bigger, like what Klopp or Arteta were allowed to do early on? Unfortunately for Ruben Amorim, he comes at a time that United is struggling a bit, and everyone has sort of caught up. They can afford to buy players, they can afford to do things right, and they've done all these things right. So the competition is a bit much more than it used to be. You see the thing with Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta has finished second 3 times, but right now, Mikel Arteta doesn't look like he can finish second. He doesn't look like he can win the league or even finish second because of how much the competition has prepared itself for the coming season. I mean, he has also prepared himself, but things are not as obvious as they were maybe last season. Right now, you see that even Man City is has woken up. Liverpool is the defending champions, and they've actually um, uh, um, they've actually bought much more to improve their side. Manchester United in itself is it fell off, and it realized that it did fall off, so it actually tried to do everything in its power to improve itself. So I mean, these are things that you see maybe positive and a detriment to Ateta's quest for the title this season. Amorim has more pressure. Ateta is stagnant. He just needs to fight to finish in top four. I think he goes. I think he goes. Bobby, does Ateta stay if he doesn't win the trophy this season? A
Well,
trophy, not the Premier League. A trophy.
yeah,
Are you
well, it
comfortable with him winning a Carabao?
definitely not. Definitely not. For any for me, any Arsenal fan out, expectations are really high. Finishing second for 3 seasons successfully, you think that now is the time to think about bigger fish. So the Carabao is unacceptable. But then again, when you look at what is happening, for example, at United, and the time they've it has taken them to find a proper manager that is going to shift their fate, you might not want to to rush the decision to set him away. I mean, look at how PSG has turned out to be. They have been looking for that UEFA Champions League trophy for like ages, and then when they got let go of Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar, they go ahead and win it. So in football can be really, really unpredictable. You never know when it's going to happen. It can even come at the time you least expect it. So I think
True.
is put Arsenal in on the table where actually things are happening, and now if it happens, it could happen, but then if it doesn't, I'm not the person that quickly says let him go, let Ateta out, Ateta out. I think I could stick with him. Honestly, you look around, which manager is going to come in and do the things. I think there are not very many names that you can actually point out. But I think this is the time. Everything he wanted is now available for him, and there should be no more excuse. He has got to win it, to win a trophy at least.
Yeah. Uncle Jazz, people been saying on Twitter, Bomo's stomach has been getting big. I hope he hasn't been hanging around Malatia and Luke Shaw, or I'm afraid he will develop the Luke Shaw syndrome, bro. I mean, it is not just getting that big. It has always been like that. I mean, he's a big guy. This is a guy who has a whole team that takes care of him to make sure his nutrition is right. So I think he just has the body type that bloats. We shall call it bloating.
Well, Josh, I want to remind you quickly.
Yes,
In, Kenya was playing Cameroon at Nambole, and Mbemo was here with that Cameroonian side, and
yes.
people all over Onana. And I'm thinking,
I
as
know.
back right now, the stories will be really different. Mbemo is much bigger player than Onana, in my
Than
opinion.
Onana is. So, I mean, imagine Brandon Bumo was in Uganda walking at Nambole, and the fans were not all over him. No one was asking for his autograph. And Onana was doing the most. He was doing the most at the club. I mean, everyone actually wanted a piece of Onana at the time. But Brandon Bumo comes to Uganda for the AFCON in 2027. All
Palinga
other ball game.
player who come might want to come to Uganda, and it's going to be a totally different story. But then he came
Who
in there, and no one was actually seeing him. All eyes were on Onana. And, it is
true.
Onana is a player, very good player, very good goalkeeper, especially one very few goalkeepers can play as the ball as he does at his feet. But in terms of
That's in the past, bro. That's in the past. Onana
balls,
is the worst distributor of the football in the Premier League. I mean, this guy beats Jordan Pickford at being so poor at distributing the ball. I mean, he cannot make a 40-yard pass. Onana has never played the ball to its target. I mean, except for these 5-yard passes that is hitting on the left, on the right, that he can do. But to really sat himself on a game like distribute or make these passes that he used to make that break lines, he never does anything like that. So for me, I don't believe Onana is that player anymore. I mean, he lost it.
well, you can argue that he doesn't make those 40-yard passes, but then also what he does is short balls that can give you the momentum if you're trying to make a defensive transition are actually very important if you want to play out from the back. And I can dare any player in the Premier League to try and go and press Onana. He's unpressable. He's that
Yeah,
good with the ball.
he has just failed to do it. I know that those are the qualities that actually got him at the club, but he has failed to do it. He never ever does it right. Since he joined Manchester United, he was very good on his feet. He used to make a line breaking passes and stuff like that. Nothing. He's just ordinary, basic, and he's poor with these hands. Young man, Gyökeres scoring in the Premier League will cause more noise than Nyege Nyege Festival. Uncle Jazz Amorim's team selection is still confusing. Even NRM MPs would need a motion to understand it. But I do understand it. Actually, we shall have a day to maybe towards the game. we shall maybe talk about Amorim's system. It's a 3-4-3, but this is a system that is played by Brighton, by Bayer Leverkusen. Thomas Tuchel played it. Antonio Conte played it. I mean, it's just that Manchester United has so many coaches. We just have so many coaches, and we all want what we want. I mean, Paul Scholes earlier on said that they should ditch the 3-4-3. I mean, when the guy had just come in for a 4-4-2. Even when Paul Scholes left Manchester United was no longer playing a 4-4-2. But somehow we thought Amorim came in the mid-season. That's why I can't blame him. If Luke Shaw gets injured again, Mulago Hospital should hire him as their mascot. I don't think he's getting injured this season. There's a lot of competition, so he's fearing the competition. Ateta has only one option at Arsenal: either win or leave. I don't think the club has the balls to sack him. No reason to even worry about Ateta. Ateta's tactics are so soft. Even KCCA's traffic plans looking organized. Bro, I think Ateta is an astute tactician. I do think that Teta is an astute tactician. He knows how to organize a football team. What do you think of the new Carrington? Superb. Actually, they should send some money towards Cristiano Ronaldo for actually reminding the guys at the top that that place needed an improvement. It needed a refurbishing and stuff like that. I mean, it looked so bad, but yo, it's dope. It's dope. Seriously, he's an agent Onana because eh, Onana saving shots. Sometimes I wonder if he's auditioning to be the security guard in my Kampala apartment building. Akunya Marada. If Onana leaves a ball, it's gone faster than my patience paying property tax in Tinder. Onana's clean sheets only slightly more consistent than power supply in Colorado. Bro, you guys, what are you doing to Onana, man? You're killing Onana. You're killing Onana. You're killing Onana. Baleba is going to be ready to dance at Old Trafford. I'm glad we are buying more African players. Yeah. The thing is, we are buying more African players, but like Mourinho said, African players are very loyal and they have a lot of technique and they can get things done for you at the club. They can run through a brick wall for you. So I mean, so what? You lose them for 5 games a season. If the guys are playing for you over 30 games each season and they are playing at the top level, I mean, you shouldn't be caring about 5 games a season, especially if you're a big club, because a big club will always have a bigger squad and you can have the replacement. So I don't have I don't really have a problem with them being away for the Nations Cup and stuff like that. Ateta adopted Arsene Wenger's genes when it comes to winning. I still wish we got Victor Osimhen. I still don't understand why he went to Galatasaray. Ateta adopts Arsene Wenger's genes when it comes. Akunya Matata. When I dug into the reason why, because me personally, the first guy that I wanted was Victor Osimhen, not Victor Yokeres, not Shesko. Not that they're bad players, but I wanted us to sign Victor Osimhen. But I did understand why we didn't go for Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen's wages were out of this world, bro. He wanted, I think, 250 to 300K after tax. It was very difficult to do. So the tax maybe were able to do it, but it was always going to be difficult for us to do. Yeah, guys, remember to subscribe. Remember to subscribe, like, and share our videos. Yeah, his wages were crazy, man. His wages were crazy. The problem, maybe he wanted to still play in Europe. He's 26 years old. But the thing is, I just and there's still chance for him to go to other proper clubs. So going to Saudi at this age, maybe you've called curtains on your career. Yeah, Bobby, you back?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and United. What do you think United will look like if we manage to get Carlos Baleba? Because I think this is the point that I get Tyler FIFA. I get to answer Tyler FIFA on the confusing system of Ruben Amorim. I don't think that the system is confusing. How the system is played is what might confuse you, because much as you look like much as it looks like this guy is going to outrun us in midfield in the Arsenal game, if actually Amorim does give the proper instructions to the players, I think to play in we can manage to play very well that night. Um, Golden Jazz, our golden child, Uncle Jazz, should Ganacho be given a second chance? No way, no way. Or is he finished as a United player? Yo, that guy should be playing for Lusane. We should just loan him like to Lusane. Is this done? I don't want that guy. If we don't get Baleba, we should look at alternatives like Adam Watton or Hulman. I don't think that Adam Watton or Hulman are the players that Ruben Amorim is looking for. Those Hulman and Adam Watton are not as athletic as a player like Baleba. Yes, we might not get Baleba, but we can look for a mold of a player who has a lot of athleticism. This is a reincarnation of Ngolo Conte. I mean, a player like Baleba, a player like Caicedo, because Baleba has attributes Caicedo has. He has attributes that Kante has. So, I mean, if you're getting that quality of a player, it might not work right away, but that's a player you really need to have in your side. I mean, Adam Watton is a good player, but Adam Watton needs an assistant. Adam Watton needs to play I first of all, we are playing in a midfield two. In a midfield two, you need the legs, you need the physicality, because you're playing a midfield two in the Premier League. You need the physicality. You need Adam Watton. The guy who does most of the work for Adam Watton is Hughes. I forget his other name. The Hughes, the Crystal Palace guy, the blonde guy in midfield. I mean, he does all this destroying work and stuff like that for Adam Watton to be able to conduct and dictate and play, and but he's a very good player. However, in a midfield too, I would still go for Baleba, or a player um with the characteristics of Baleba, not Adam Watton and not Hulmond. Bobby has crickets and baby screaming joy for Baleba. Max TV says Sancho and Ganacho, the brothers of destruction. Those guys should go. Those guys should go. We shouldn't entertain them at the club anymore. But what is Baleba? What is Baleba? Is too expensive. Uncle, who would you get then? Lamin Kamara? Yo, I remember Lamin Kamara. Actually, I do remember Lamin Kamara, but yeah, no, I've not done actually much homework on the player that I would want to get in place of Baleba, because for me earlier on it was Richard Rios and Emerson and Emerson, yeah, Emerson and Richard Rios, the Atalanta guy and the guy who just signed for Benfica. Those are the players that I thought would be most ideal for the system that Ruben Amorim wants to play, because he does not need just a CDM. He needs you to be a central midfielder. He needs you to have a bit of both, and athleticism is key. You see, Kobe Mainu, for me, I say we sign Baleba, we sell him only because Kobe Mainu can never fit in a two-man midfield. He can never fit in a two-man midfield. He needs help. He needs. That's why you see that when Ruben Amorim played Kobe Mainu, he had to play him alongside Manu Ugarte, and added a third midfielder in Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, it's that difficult. How much pressure will Chesko feel stepping into a United team that historically struggles with young forwards? Yeah, the pressure is on. The pressure is on, but at least there's a good vibe at the club that almost everyone is starting from scratch. I mean, players who have been around, who have owned the place, and maybe new players have come in and they felt like Marcus Rashford is the legend here. Those players have been thrown out by the manager. So, I mean, the Sheskos must know that here you get in line and you do what you got to do to actually have your chances of succeeding at the club. And I think they'll have their chances. Is Baleba and Mainu a better pairing? I don't trust Bruno, even though I still like him as a player. Mainu, I don't trust Mainu. Mainu is not a guy that I can play in a two-man midfield. For me, I would prefer Baleba in Manu Ugarte. But then again, Bruno Fernandes is our best player, so he has to play. So Baleba partners Bruno Fernandes. There's only one position in that midfield because Fernandes starts. And you can't tell me that you bought Matias Cunha and Brandon Mbumo specifically to play as your inside tens and you're not playing them. If Onana concedes a soft goal against Arsenal, who deserves more blame, the keeper or the midfield? The keeper, Onana, soft. You said soft goal. The keeper, it's, you see, your 11 players on the pitch. I mean, a player is bound to every goal that you concede or a goal you score, the mistake started from somewhere, okay? But you need to help out each other. But Onana helps out the opponent. I mean, you cannot tell me that that goal the guy Ryan Chucky scored against Lyon. I mean, the guy just hit the ball. He just hit the ball and it went in. Yo, that nigga, man. I used to call myself what's my name, but yo, that nigga did it to me. Oh, nana. Oh, na, 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 na. Because you see, you say, is it the midfield? But some goals Onana concedes, it's not even from the midfield, it's from the corner kick. It's a set piece, it's a wayward shot. No, his game reading is, and he's still going to go into the season without anyone pushing him. Seriously, though, how much responsibility should United fans place on the manager versus the board for slow integration of new signings? Wow. I think the answer is in there in the question because the board for slow integration of new signings, because if the new signings got here earlier, then the manager would have integrated them much earlier. But you see, even Brian Bumo is struggling because the manager does not believe he's at the level he wants him to be. What did you think of Diego Leon? Bro, I love the player. Actually, I loved the player while he was in Uruguay. No, Paraguay. While he was in Paraguay at that last the farewell party that he had, and this kid gave an interview and said, "Everyone thinks I'm going to Manchester United and I'm going on loan, but just 2 training sessions, I will claim my place." And the boy is here. There's even no talk of a loan deal. I mean, yeah, he's raw. He has to learn a bit, but I think by mid-season he'll be good to go. Yeah, 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 yeah. One man, one man. Shout out to you, bro. No, baby dude, it's still early, bro. Oh Nana, what's my name? Yo, I was on. Oh Nana, oh what's my name? Oh Nana, but yo, that guy, he's a lie. I know it sounds crazy, but I wish we bought Chucky. He's gonna be world class in the next year or two, and he was very cheap, only like 30 million pounds on the market from Lyon. I don't think that that player would have ended up at Manchester United. He had such a good season that he was always going to go to a top Champions League team. He had such a good season, and he was playing outside the Premier League. Why do you think Sekou Kone didn't get any minutes, Uncle Jazz? Does Amorim just not like him? Yo, I asked myself, but I think, oh, sorry, let me first answer before the emotional excitement gets at me because I like the player. I like Sekou Kone. And I see that Sekou Kone is the right player for us going forward. Even I was reluctant with the Carlos Balebas because I know that we have a kid who is very good and maybe he can do it in a year. Unfortunately, yesterday we were playing a game under 21s. The game was abandoned, I think, somewhere. The game was abandoned because Sekou Kone got injured. Yeah, Sekou Kone got injured yesterday. He did have a head injury, but yeah, he's good now. He's good now, but the game was abandoned because of that injury. Now, going back to the question, Sekou Kone, um, I believe that Ruben Amorim at the time of the preseason, he was looking at the team that is actually going to play the first 5 games of the season. He's looking at the team, his team that is going to go into the season. So he has only 2 positions in midfield. So he has Manu Ugarte, he has Kobe Mainu, he has Bruno Fernandes, and who was that? Who was there? Toby Collier and Casemiro. And Casemiro. He has those 4 players. Now he has Toby Collier. He has Sekou Kone along with the 4 players. Now the 4 players are the most senior players, and it would be easier for them to make less mistakes in the midfield too. So at that point, he prefers that even these 4 players are still going to have to learn the new system, and there's not enough time for them to actually learn the things that I want them to have learned by the time the season starts. Whereas Sekou Kone, I'm going to use him as a backup player this season. That's why he's not going out on loan. So I would rather that he is incorporated into the team slowly during the season. So for me, I think that's why that point they never really did start him. But I was also quite disappointed because that boy is electric. And I actually, what gives me some sort of courage is this guy. This guy is very fond of young players, Ruben Amorim, and he knows when the young player is ready. He's brought some young players through the ranks at Sporting Lisbon, and he picked them when they were ready. So maybe he's looked at the player and he's giving him just a couple of more minutes to get stronger and stuff like that, and then he'll play. But I hope that he does play because he's the player we are looking for. We have that kid, and the Carlos Balebas. He is exactly the player we are looking for. Golden Child Sancho didn't take a pay cut for Chelsea, but wants to take one for Roma. I don't get this boy. I think he doesn't want to take a pay cut, but the window is closing. The window is closing on him, so he's accepting. I could just got that Baleba and Yakubu Minte swag. I am a Baleba. I'm a Baleba. Ganacho needs to get slapped upside the head. He has a big ego and doesn't pass. The only thing I fear is he goes to Chelsea. He will shine and bro. Let him go to Chelsea. Let him taunt. Let him do whatever he needs to do. But away, let him go win a Ballon d'Or with Chelsea. For all I care, he should just not be at United. Oh, Rasmus Hoyland, and AC Milan. He's moved to AC Milan. He's picking up pace, just like Sancho to Roma, and I hope that he actually ends up at AC Milan because we need to create space for Chido Obi. Chido Obi also needs to be tested. He needs to actually start to be tested. He needs to get minutes. I like the movement of that boy, and I hope that he's the player who is called off the bench this season to get him ready. Yeah, I think we can get top six even if we don't get. I think we can get top six if even if we don't get Baleba, bro. If you look at last season, the teams in and around us, the place that we are fighting for this season, are teams that are going to compete in Europe. I mean, the top four teams will actually five teams. No, the top four teams will play in the Champions League. Tottenham will play in the Champions League. Nottingham Forest will play in Europa, and Newcastle. I mean, all these teams are going to be playing in Europe. There's even up to whatever teams that are going to. Oh, Crystal Palace is also going to play in the Conference League. I just don't see how we fail to get sixth spot when we're playing a game. Sorry, one game a week. There's a lot more time to train, and an elaborate system like Ruben Amorim's requires training. So the more that we train, the more we practice, the more we are going to get better. And yeah, we shall have the time to practice. So I do think that we actually going to do very well this season, much better than people were thinking we are going to do. Because if you know, actually, there was a thing that was said last season, if you remember, the points that we did accumulate and finished 15th in the Eric Ten Hag season that we finished 8th, we could have finished 15th, but for other teams in the league, you understand, we finished much higher. So I do believe that the same thing can happen because of the teams that are in around us and the things that are happening to them. I think we have done enough to improve. The problem that we had last season was scoring goals. It was not even conceding. Yo, shout outs, Max TV, shout outs. Are you doing watch along? Oh, most definitely, bro. Most definitely, bro. Yeah. And I can share a link with you if you're available and you want to chit chat. We can come live or you can stick in the comment section. But yeah, we're definitely going to do the watch along. I only feel bad for Anthony because dude loves United. Yeah, me too. He does love United, but yo, that ship has sailed. Yo, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for turning up. Thank you so much for keeping it blazing. Sinan, Dr. Foodivas, Max TV, Plug de Santiago, Young Man, Acuna Matara, Tyler FIFA, Golden Child, Amy Prowler. Yeah, big up on yourselves. Big up on yourselves. There was J Red earlier on. Patricia Antade. Big up, you guys. Remember to subscribe, like the videos, just like the videos. Hit that like button. Hit it. Adieri Kagumba, my Newcastle guy. Let me first show Dr. Footivers your boat. Hi, Isaac Josh. How are you? Is Jacob Ramsey doing his medical at Newcastle United now? And Jacob Ramsey on his way to Newcastle. Yeah, the Newcastle man, the only guy still with the vibe to actually think that Newcastle is about to sign a player. Yeah. Yo, but before you leave, you've not even given me your what? Taylor FIFA, give me your five. The rest of the guys didn't show up with their five, but give me your five. Yeah, but normally players that have signed for United, normally players that have signed for United score on their debuts. I think he will score. I think he will score. He will score in his debut. My Sunday prediction. Whoa, Sinan, 3-1. Then definitely a Shesko goal. Yeah. Your guy. Beep boop. Oh, why can't Romeo? Just like. Yeah, you're super late, but I'm still here for you for a minute. Tyler FIFA, I'm not leaving before you give me your five, your prediction. Five, yes. Liverpool, Arsenal, United. Whoa, City, Chelsea. I actually do think that we are the dark horses this season. We are the dark horses. We're going to surprise so many teams. They've not given us a chance, but we're going to surprise teams. For me, I do. I think I gave it to Chelsea, then Liverpool, then Man City, then fourth place is still up for grabs between Arsenal and United. Yeah, but yeah, United finishing third. I just don't see how Arsenal is finishes above Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea has the squad depth to actually compete very well on. Yo, Max TV, very drunk, very optimistic or very drunk. Yo, guys, cheers. Catch you tomorrow, man. Catch you tomorrow. Definitely, man. See you guys. Yo, thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Yeah, catch you tomorrow. Catch you tomorrow. But yeah, the heat is on. The heat is on. I hope that we do beat Arsenal, man.